You're able to see, right? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have already seen vectors part. We have seen what is projectile motion, and we did a few problems, right? Equation of path of a projectile. That is y is equal to x tan theta minus gx square by 2u square cos square theta. I told you this important derivation. Then we saw what is the horizontal range of a projectile. We saw when is the horizontal range going to be maximum, that is when theta is equal to 45 degrees. Then we saw are equal, complementary of each other, right? And this is going to happen. It is going to be of the equal range. Now we'll do few more problems which are actually important from this chapter. Then we will see the concept of relative velocity in 2 dimensions. Okay. So look at example 4.8 in page number 78. That is the 14th page of the PDF. Okay. So the question is, a hiker stands on the edge of a cliff 490 meters above the ground and throws a stone horizontally with an initial velocity of 15 meters per second. Neglecting air resistance, find the time taken by the stone to reach the ground and the speed with which it hits the ground. Okay. Just a minute. So there's a question. So there is a hiker who is standing on the edge of a cliff of height, how much? 490 meters, right? So let's try to visualize it diagrammatically. So mark this as an important problem. So there is a cliff of height 490 meters and he throws a stone horizontally with an initial velocity of 15 meters per second. So horizontally means what is the angle of projection with respect to the x-axis? So when he's throwing like this, okay, with the speed of 15 meters per second, what is the angle it is making with respect to the x-axis? It's a very simple question what I asked. What is the angle between this velocity vector and the x-axis?
90.
How is it 90?
It's 0, sir.
It is 0. Means wherever you see from a certain height it is horizontally projected, then the angle of projection is how much? 0 degrees. Okay. So with an initial velocity of 15 meters per second, neglecting the air resistance, find the time taken by the stone to reach the ground. So what will happen is, due to the horizontal velocity, it will try to go in this particular path. It will try to go horizontally. But why is it actually coming down? Why is it actually coming down? It is because of the
Gravity.
gravity. So what will be the path followed by it? It will follow a path like this. So this is also a parabolic path. So you will get two scenarios of parabolic path. When we have heard this word parabolic already, right? So when do you get the parabolic path? When an object is projected from the ground at an angle theta with the horizontal, that is one case. Or the other case is when an object is projected horizontally or at some inclination from some height. Okay, these are the two scenarios where you have the particle to travel in a parabolic path. This is a very important point to be noted. Now they're asking how much time does it take for the particle to travel from O to A? Or let me say this is A and this is B. So how much time does it take for the particle to travel from A to B? Can you guys tell me? So what I need to do is, I will apply S is equal to ut plus half at square along y direction. Okay. Now I am applying S is equal to ut plus half at square along y direction. So Sy is equal to uy into t plus half into ay into t square. Now tell me one thing. What is the initial velocity along y direction? Sorry?
15 meter per second.
It's 0. Because the 15 meter per second is given in which direction?
Horizontally.
Horizontally. Horizontally means x-axis. Okay. Similarly, what is the acceleration of the particle along y direction? So I told you, whenever you take a 2-dimension, you need to take up to be downward direction will be negative. So acceleration due to gravity is acting in the downward or upward direction.
Downward.
So downward means it will be minus. Okay. So what is the displacement of the particle in the y direction? So the particle has started from here, point A. And what is the displacement it has caused in the downward direction? So it has moved through a displacement of 490 meter. Am I right? But in the downward direction. So you should write it as minus 490. Is there any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Now we'll substitute all the values. Minus 490 is equal to, what is the value of uy? It is 0. Plus half into acceleration is minus 9.8. You can ask me why I use 9.8 is because 490 is a multiple of 9.8 into t square. So minus 490 is equal to minus 4.9 because 9.8 by 2 is 4.9 into t square. Minus and minus will get cancelled. T square will be equal to 100. So what will be the value of time? It will be 10 seconds.
Second.
Sir,
So
I get
it-
V is equal to U plus 80 also, no, sir?
Sorry?
Can use V is equal to U plus 80, right?
But if you use v is equal to u plus 80, you don't know with what velocity it is hitting the ground. No? You don't know the final velocity. That is also there in the question. Observe the speed with which it hits the ground. You don't know, no? Then how will you use v is equal to u plus 80? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So first part is over. Now the second part, what they're asking is, with what speed will it hit the ground? See, this is a slightly tricky concept. Observe. The reason why I explain this problem is, when it is hitting the ground, its velocity will be like this. So remember, whenever the particle is traveling in some kind of a curvature, when I say curvature, it can be any arc. For example, this is also a curvature. I'm drawing some random shape. For any curvature, what happens is, if you need to measure the velocity of a particle, it is always tangential to the surface. Are you able to understand? So for any kind of a curvature, the velocity is always tangential to the surface. So at this point, when it is hitting the ground, its velocity will be like this. Let it say its final velocity is v. See, I'm using another color. Observe carefully. It is going to be v. Then this v can be resolved into two components. What are they? Vx and vy. Is that clear?
Can explain again, sir?
I'm saying when it is hitting the ground, its velocity will be in this direction. So what do you mean? You can ask me, what do you mean by velocity in that direction? Means if this ground was not there, the particle would have tried to move in this direction. That is what I'm trying to say. Okay. When it is trying to move, whenever there is any particular vector component, whenever there is a vector quantity which is actually not inclined along x or y direction, can be resolved into two components. If you observe this velocity is neither along x direction nor along y direction. So it can be resolved into two components. One is Vx and the second is Vy. Why Vx and Vy? We collect the point of the vector considered as origin. Okay. So if the initial point is considered as origin, the velocity, the particle is trying to enter into which quadrant? Look at the diagram, you will get a clarity. So particle is trying to enter into which quadrant?
Fourth quadrant.
Fourth.
It is into the fourth quadrant, right? So in the fourth quadrant, what happens? Which component is positive and which is negative?
X component is positive and Y
X
component
is positive.
negative.
That is why I took the X component along the positive X direction and Y component in the negative direction. Okay. Are you guys able to understand? I've already mentioned this point for vectors, right? So observe, its velocity is like this. I'm drawing a separate diagram. This is Vx and this is Vy. Okay. Now, what have they asked us to calculate? Have they asked us to calculate the velocity or speed? See, each word makes a difference. Please be careful. Have they asked us to calculate the velocity or speed? They've asked us to calculate the speed. See, speed is nothing but the magnitude of velocity. Speed is magnitude of velocity. Okay. See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write V as a vector is equal to Vx is along which direction?
Positive X.
Positive x-axis. Positive x-axis, what is the vector used? I cap. And Vy is along which direction?
Negative.
Negative Y.
Minus j cap.
Minus j cap.
Okay. So this is the velocity vector. Which velocity vector? The velocity vector when it is hitting the ground, just before it hits the ground. Okay. Now, when they ask you the speed, the magnitude of a vector is root of Vx square plus Vy square. If you recollect, if there is any vector like this xi cap plus yj cap, the magnitude of the vector is given as root of x square plus y square. Okay, I applied the same logic. In the place of x, you have Vx. In the place of y, you have Vy. That's it. Root of Vx square plus Vy square. So in this question, what you need to find is, you need to find Vx, you need to find Vy, you need to square them, add them, and take the square root. Is that clear? So till now, I didn't teach anything. I explained you what they are asking in the question. Are you guys clear with what they are asking in the question? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Now, how to calculate Vx? So, for Vx, observe what I'm doing is, I'm applying V is equal to U plus AT along horizontal direction. So when I apply V is equal to U plus AT along horizontal direction, I should write it as Vx is equal to Ux plus Ax into T. Alright. So velocity along x direction is equal to, what is the initial velocity along x direction? Now you guys tell me, I have nothing. I'll show you the diagram. Tell me. What is Ux? Guys, what is the initial velocity along x direction?
15 meter per second.
That's it, 15 meter per second. What is the acceleration along x direction? Generally, for a particle in projectile motion, its acceleration along x direction is 0, provided what is ignored?
Air resistance.
They've given it in the question, neglecting air resistance. So indirectly, they've told you. So the meaning of this point is Ax is 0. Are you guys able to understand? So this is what is a keyword. So Vx is equal to 15. So Vx is equal to 15 meter per second. Let this be equation number 1. Similarly, applying V is equal to U plus AT along vertical direction. What you have? Vy will be equal to Uy plus Ay into T, right? So Vy is what you need to find. What is the initial velocity along y direction? We have already done this.
0.
0.
0 plus what is the acceleration along y direction?
Negative
Minus 9.
Minus G.
Minus g into what is the time it takes to hit the ground.
10 seconds.
Now we understood why they asked the time. It is 10. So it is minus 9.8 meter per second. Sorry, minus 98 meter per second. So what is the minus?
I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
This minus stands only for the direction, no, sir. It does
It is
not
direction.
go to the
That's-
value.
No, it is direction, because here you are getting minus sign because of our type of our way of taking the sign convention. We told anything in the downward direction is negative. So by you getting the answer as minus 98 meter, you are able to understand that the velocity along y direction is in the downward direction, because downward is what you consider as negative. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that is why you got minus 98 meter per second. So this is 2. The alternate way to solve this is, applying v square minus u square is equal to 2as along y direction also. If suppose I want to apply this, okay, vy square is equal to uy square minus. So what is the value of vy square? That's what we need to find. Minus uy square is 0. 2 into what is the acceleration along y direction?
minus 9.8.
Minus 9.8. And what is the displacement along y direction?
490.
490 with a negative sign. Because downward direction, no? Right? So it will be 2 into 9.8 into 490. So what I will do is I will write it as 2 into, I'll bring one 0 here, 2 into 98 into 49. Is this clear? So this is 196 into 49. Don't be in a hurry to multiply. So Vy square is this one. So Vy will be equal to plus or minus square root of 196 into 49. Are you guys able to understand? So plus or minus square root of 196 is 14. Square root of 49 is 7. 14 into 9 is
98.
the same answer. But here what happens is you need to choose the direction. So out of plus or minus, what will you consider?
Minus.
Minus 98, because you know it is going to go in the downward direction. So you'll still get the same answer. Convinced?
Yes, sir.
We should find only Vy, sir, or we should find Vx also.
Vx not needed. I'm saying only alternate way for Vx. There is only one method.
Okay, sir.
If you need to apply this formula for Vx, you need to know what is the displacement along x direction. Means you need to know this value. This value is have they given it in the question? You don't know the range.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So just copy this. I'll be back. Done.
Yes, sir.
So equal to v square plus vy square. That's what.
Sir, are you speaking, sir?
Are you all able to hear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So listen. Now you're able to see, no? You're able to see the screen. So I'm saying I wrote velocity vector like this: 0 I cap plus 10 j cap. Accepted. So they have given it only as 10 j cap. Okay. Acceleration vector is 8 I cap plus 2 j cap meter per second square. At what time is the x coordinate of the particle 16 meter? So let the position vector be xi cap plus yj. Sorry, I didn't get you.
You're teaching the before sum.
This one.
Yes, sir.
This one I completed. No, you didn't hear it from there. Huh?
No, sir. You stopped in root of 225. Then we couldn't hear
Okay.
you.
Root of 225 plus 98 square meter per second. I asked you people to do it on your own.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this is the final answer. I mean, you have to simplify and write it. After this, what I told is we will, in page number 23 in the textbook, I started the question 4.21. Okay, so listen. So I'll just read the question out. Listen. A particle starts from the origin at t is equal to 0 with velocity of 10 j cap meter per second and moves in the xy plane with a constant acceleration of 8 I cap plus 2 j cap meter per second square. At what time is the x coordinate of the particle 16 meter? And what is the corresponding y coordinate of the particle at that time? What is the speed of the particle at that time? So what I told is, I told you I'll explain a different approach to solve this question. Okay, I'll teach you two methods, whichever is comfortable, you can take it. Okay. So B vector, I wrote it as 0 I cap plus 10 j cap. So this is U vector. Sorry. Right. A vector is equal to 8 I cap plus 2 j cap. And let the position vector of the particle S vector be xi cap plus yj cap. Is this clear till this point? Now what I'm going to do is I will apply S is equal to ut plus half at square. See, look at the way I'm going to apply. I'm writing S as a vector, U as a vector, and acceleration as a vector. So till the previous problem, what was I doing? I was trying to write it along x direction separately and y direction separately. No, here I'm completely writing it as a vector itself. Is there any doubt in this step?
So that means both x and y together.
Both x and y will come. Me, in the place of x, I will completely write this. It is like
Okay, sir.
xi cap plus yj cap is equal to, I took it, say I didn't take it as xyz because they have told it is moving only in the xy plane. So I will have only I cap and j. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So xi cap plus yj cap, it as j.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
8 cap plus 2. Now is it fine?
Sir, I'm not able to hear you, sir.
I have full signal.
Sir, seriously, sir, I'm not able to hear you, sir.
I have full signal.
Wait.
I have to sit beside the router and take. Now is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So S vector is equal to U vector into T plus half into A vector into T square. So I wrote, in the place of S vector, I wrote it as xi cap plus yj cap is equal to U vector is nothing but 0 I cap plus 10 j cap into T plus half into acceleration is 8 I cap plus 2 j cap. Clear with this? Now what I will do, so now look at the question. What they are asking is, see, first let me rearrange the question. Xi cap plus yj cap is equal to 0 into T, okay, I cap plus 10T j cap plus 4T I cap plus t square j cap. Did you understand what I did here? So what I did is I multiplied the half with 8 and half with 2. So half with 8 is giving 4, half with 2 is giving me 1, and multiply this t square inside. So it is giving me 4t square I cap plus t square j cap. Okay. So it will be xi cap plus yj cap is equal to, I'm going to collect all the I cap terms. So it will be 0 plus 4t square I cap plus 10t square j cap. Is it clear to this step? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So now I will compare both the sides. So comparing both sides, the coefficient of I cap here is x. What is the coefficient of I cap here? 4t square. Because 0 plus 4t square is 4t square. So can I write x is equal to 4t square? Similarly, what is the value of y? The
10t
coefficient
plus
10t plus t square.
10t plus t square. Right. Now what have they asked in the question? Observe. What is the time at which the x coordinate of the particle is 16 meter? So what should I substitute in the place of 16? X. So x is 16. So if I substitute it here, that is for the first question, 16 will be equal to 4t square, which implies t square is how much? 4, and t will be
2 seconds.
2 seconds. Is there any doubt? Is it clear?
No doubt, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, given part why you took x is equal to.
Because
Sir?
I compared both the sides.
No, sir, the given part, sir. First, at the starting of the question, sir.
Uh,
Why, sir, you took u vector is equal to 0 I cap plus 10 j cap?
because that's what is given, no? It starts with a velocity of 10 j cap.
Oh, okay, sir. I didn't see that. What is
Yeah. Yeah. So now what is the second part of the question they are asking? Now the second part that they are asking is, what is the y coordinate of the particle at that time? So what is the time? 2 seconds. So if I take 2 and substitute it here, in the second part, what will happen? Y will be equal to 10 into 2 plus 2 square. That will be 20 plus 4. Answer will be so is this clear? So the x value is, when the x value is 16, the time is 2 seconds. At that time, the corresponding value of I is 24 meter. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is the last part of the question? Asking the check the notes which I've sent. Check the PDF.
Speed of the particle at 2
The
seconds.
speed of the particle means you have to write the velocity vector as Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. So what is the magnitude of this? It will be square root of Vx square plus Vy square. Speed itself means this, provided the particle is moving in 2 dimensions. If it is 1 dimension, the velocity's magnitude is what is the speed. Okay. Now how to calculate? For this, apply V is equal to U plus AT. But the small change that I'm going to bring is I will write V vector is equal to U vector plus A vector into T. I'm not putting the bar on top of T because T is a scalar. Okay. So V vector will be Vx I cap plus Vy j cap is equal to, what is U vector?
0 I
0
cap plus 10 j cap.
acceleration is 8 I cap plus
2j.
okay, 2 j cap into T. Now what should I do? Again collect all the I terms. So that will be 80 I cap
Yeah,
plus,
we have the value of t now, sir.
yeah, you have. Now substitute. So t is equal to 2 seconds. Substitute Vx I cap plus Vy j cap will be equal to how much? 16 I cap plus,
14 J cap.
so what will be the speed? Right.
Yes, sir.
So root of 16 square plus 14 square. 16 square is 256, 14 square is 196.
450.
Whatever. So root of whatever it is, 452.
We got it like that.
So that's going to be the speed. Okay, we have to simplify and write it. Is there any doubt? Did you guys understand how to approach these kind of problems? These are all very, very important.
Sir, can you scroll up, sir, once again?
Yeah, sure.
Sir,
Sir.
is it example sum, sir?
21st problem. It is not an example sum. In page 23, in the PDF which I shared, page 23, it is 21st problem. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, for the root value, we shouldn't take decimal, sir.
You
Or we
can,
can keep at least 1 point decimal.
yeah, you can leave 1 point decimal and 1 to 2 points is fine.
Okay, sir.
More precise you are, it is more better.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Shall we go to the next one? So we will try one more problem. I will give you time to do. You people try it out. So I want you to try this one. So bullet fired at an angle 30 degrees with the horizontal hits the ground 3 kilometers away. Okay, that is the first point they've given. So what they have done is they have fired a bullet at what angle? At an angle 30 degrees with the horizontal, such that the range was 3 kilometers. The second point is by adjusting its angle of projection, can one hope to hit a target which is at a distance of 5 kilometers away? Assume the muzzle speed to be fixed and neglect the air resistance. Means they're trying to say that the speed of the bullet is constant and you ignore the air resistance. By keeping the speed constant, is it possible for you to adjust the angle of projection and get the range to be 5 kilometers? Okay, that's what they're asking. So how to do this is, so with the first information, let's process. So question number is 4.29. What is the given data for case 1? Theta is given. How much is theta?
30 degrees.
30 degrees. Okay. Next, what is the range that is given? 3 kilometers, that is 3000 meters. So what is the formula for range, guys? R is equal to U square.
Square sine 2 theta by g.
Very good. So U square sine 2 theta by G. So R is given, theta is given, G is known. What is unknown?
You.
U. So what we will do is we'll find the value of U from here. Using the same speed, we will try to calculate what is the angle of projection for which range is 5 kilometers. Are you guys able to understand this point?
Yes, sir.
So give me a second, I'll copy this question.
Sir, what is G value we have to take here, sir?
It's fine. Anything you take, it will get cancelled. You can take 9.8 or 10. See, generally, if it is not given, suggest you to take it as 9.
Okay, sir.
Because some teachers strike it off. I accept both the values. If I correct your paper, I accept both the values. But you confirm with your school teacher. Technically speaking, both are right only.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So theta is equal to 30 degrees. R is equal to 3000 meter. So R is equal to U square sine 2 theta divided by G. So R is 3000. So 3000 is equal to U square. Sine of 2 into 30 is going to be 60 degrees. Sine 60 divided by G. Let me take it as 10. So U square is equal to 3000 into 10 into sine 60 is going to be how much, guys?
Root 3 by 2.
So 2 divided by root 3. So let this be equation number 1. I'm not going to find the value of U square because what is my second equation going to contain? It will also contain U square. No. Why do I need to sit and unnecessarily calculate U square? So this is case 1. Okay, I will take this as R1 and this as theta 1, R1, theta 1. So case 2 is what? Theta 2 is equal to what? For which the range is 5 kilometer and U square is how much? 30,000 into 2 by 3. So can I write R2 is equal to U square sine 2 theta 2 the whole divided by G? So R2 is 5000 is equal to U square is 3000 into 10 into 2 divided by root 3 into sine 2 theta 2 the whole divided by G. G is going to be 10. This 10 and 10 will get cancelled. These zeros will get cancelled. So 3 divided by root 3 is going to be root 3. Okay. So sine 2 theta 2 is equal to 5 divided by 2 root 3. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you observe one important point with respect to this problem, 5 divided by root by 2 by 5 by 2 root 3 is greater than. We did a problem, you remember? Sine 2 theta is equal to 10 by 9. It's something similar only. Since sine 2 theta 2 is greater than 1, this implies there is no angle of projection for what? For which the particle
Can travel 5,000 meters.
can have a range of 5 kilometers. That is the meaning. This is clear. So whatever problems I'm discussing today are very important.
The range, distance, the x-axis, no, sir.
Range is along the x direction. Yes.
So you can go up, sir, a little bit.
Sure. See, all the problems that I discussed today are very important. Practice them again.
Okay, sir.
So instead of converting everything into meters, we can convert into kilometers and do no, sir. It will be so easy.
We can leave it in kilometers also, no issue.
Then, no.
See, out of your experience, you will know when to convert it to. I see for this problem, I know we need not convert it to kilometer. But I didn't teach it like that because I'm saying every problem should be in terms of SI unit, right? So once you start practicing more problems, you'll understand. So let me know once you're done.
Done, sir.
Done. Others, Mithun done?
Yes, sir, done, sir.
Okay. So there is one problem based on this cricket. Also, 1 minute. This one. So this is also a problem which is based on projectile motion. 4.16. Now read this question. So a cricketer can throw a ball to a maximum horizontal distance of 100 meters. How much high above the ground can the cricketer throw the same ball? Okay, this is a very ambiguous question. So this also is important. Now what they are asking is, there is a cricketer who can throw a ball to a maximum horizontal distance. What do you mean by horizontal distance? Maximum
Range. Maximum range.
Yes. When is the maximum range possible?
When theta equal to 45.
That is what they have indirectly given you. R is equal to, instead of saying R, they have given you R max, that is 100. What else is not given? Their initial velocity is not given. So U square divided by G is equal to 100, which implies U square is equal to 1000 meters square per second square. Okay. So U square is equal to 1000 meters square per second square. Let this be equation number 1. Means if with the same velocity he is able to throw, see this is a confusion many people have. How much high above the ground is the keyword? You know what is running in your mind? What are they asking us to calculate?
Maximum height.
They are asking us to calculate the maximum height, no? That is, if the particle is projected like this, they are asking us to calculate this height, no? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
But that is wrong.
Sir, no, sir. The distance of the y-axis, sir.
There, see, that is why I told. How much high above the ground can the cricketer throw the same ball? Means they
Y-axis.
are asking in this direction, how high can he throw the ball? You're able to understand what is the tricky point about this question. So this is the height they are asking. So if you apply the formulas u square sine square theta by 2g, you will not get the answer. So
So
this
sir,
height
it's
is,
drawing it perpendicularly, sir.
that's what. That is the meaning of how high above the ground. Above the ground means perpendicular to it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, see, actually, let me explain the scenario.
Sir,
So, 1 minute. They've explained the scenario in such a way that the cricketer is throwing the ball. Let's say the wicket keeper is here. Okay, there is a fielder. He got the ball. He's throwing it to the keeper. Okay, so he is throwing it with some velocity. If he is able to throw with this velocity at an angle of 45 degrees, he is able to throw it to a keeper who's at a distance of 100 meters from him. Okay, if he is able to maintain the same velocity, how high above the ground can he throw is what is the scenario. It is not how high has the ball gone while this kind of a projection has happened. You're able to understand the difference. So if you guys are able to understand,
Yes,
this
sir.
is not what. So what is this height? What is the height? What is reached by the object when it is perpendicularly? It is u square divided by 2g. Do you guys remember this? Apply
So your voice is breaking, sir.
E0. Okay. I'm repeating. U into acceleration direction is minus g, and the height to which he is able to throw is h max. H max u square t. So what is the value square? Did you understand what I did?
Sir,
Your voice was breaking.
Okay. So till which point was it clear? Till which point was it clear?
So from v square minus u square is equal to 2s. From that, it was breaking, sir.
See, v square minus u square is equal to is, if you recollect the concept which I discussed in motion under the influence of gravity, we'll get the maximum height is u square divided by 2g. So u square is 1000, 2 is 2 only, g is 10. So 10 gets cancelled. So 100 divided by 2 will give you 50 meter. That's what I told. Okay, that is the answer. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll do one last problem and wind up the session. Problem number 4.15. With that, we can wind up. Okay. Maximum distance that a ball thrown with a speed of 40 meters per second can go without hitting the ceiling of the ball.
Sir, are you speaking?
So, is it breaking again?
Yes, sir. Now it's fine, sir.
Okay. So the ceiling of a long hall. So let's say this is the ceiling. The ceiling of a long hall is 25 meter high. What is the maximum horizontal distance that a ball thrown with a meter per maximum distance again? What should be the angle of projection?
45.
Yeah, I can't even understand, sir. Your voice is breaking, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Sir?
My screen got disconnected. Are you able to see now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So just because they ask the question as maximum horizontal.
sir, your voice is again breaking.
Sir, it's breaking, sir.
I'm able to understand, sir.
Let's see how to solve this in the next class. And in next 2 classes, I'll complete this chapter. Any other doubt you people have?
No, sir.
Okay, we'll wind up. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next class.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Sir.